EOD SpartanSeb. I'm guessing we're ready. We're just gonna kick things off. Fuck it, let's go. Let's run it up. No more talk. Let's go. The rules are gonna go as follows. In group stages, basically a round robin that's gonna happen in the beginning here. I'm in charge of group number 2, so I'm gonna be in charge of Mike, Almirante, and EOD. Those 3 players are gonna go at it in the best of 3, playing each other. It's gonna be random generated maps. For this first bracket here, it's gonna be Rift, Vault, Frontier between Mike and EOD. Won't necessarily be the same for the next 2 matchups for the other players. But again, they're all gonna play each other. We're gonna get the wins and scores out of that round robin. I'm in charge of these first 3 players, and we're immediately starting off here. Going down on Rift, no Vori, no repeats, and we have a 60-minute timer. All of the other rules go as normally as follows. The DC rule. That's basically it. If you guys want to check out the bracket down below for what's going on today, you can type an ! bracket down below. Very, very simple rules. These are all some big boys here. We shouldn't have too many hiccups. I don't want to say any hiccups because there's always some hiccups, but we shouldn't have too many hiccups. They all know exactly what's going on. Again, it's going to be a round robin. Game number 1 is to be a best of 3. Or series number 1 is to be a best of 3, going down on Rift, then Vault, then Frontier. Mike BEASTon immediately choosing Shipmaster. This EOD's going to opt in for his trucks. Gotta change this for somebody complains. Oh, it's starting and I didn't change the leaders. I'm a terrible caster. I apologize, guys. Mike is opting in for ship, and he is opting in for Atriox. All right, great. Back to the game. Let's check out Mike BEASTon. We've seen him play 2v2s already, opting in for Shipmaster, going down on Rift. So we do know that he does like to go the kind of the node strat here. I'm kind of waiting for it to queue up. Looks like he's in the queue up with a double grunts here, kind of split off to the sides. Take a look back at home here. For Sebastian, also opening up grunts here as well. Didn't open up a chopper. It's going to immediately take some yellow there. Seeing a double supply pad opener. So a lot of pressure on these players. First game of the day. Hope they had their coffee. Gen 3rd for Mike. There hasn't picked up any of his minis, but he is pathed correctly to be able to nab some of those. He also has some sight lines to see if his mini is going to be stolen. Probably not going to see any overextension. No cheesy gameplay. And that is a supply 3rd coming out of EOD SpartanSeb. Mike challenging for the natural gas off to the right for Sebastian. And we saw Gen 3rd here. Early mini pickups here. Great pathing coming out of Mike. He's picked up all of the blue on the sides of his bases in the front half here. He's now done in front of his base and starts splitting off here. Seb also challenged off for Mike's natural gas there, but he didn't necessarily get to his yet. So Mike's going to gather a little bit more gas here. Both players did gather their gas up in the front. A hold command already. That's a lot of clicking for him. Saw Mike pick up everything. He's going to set down some more supply pads, and we'll probably see a Gen 5th here. They're going to spam some grunts, probably take some notes here. But again, I'm not going to try to assume too much. I'm not going to say, I think. I'm just going to kind of watch and see what's going to unfold in front of us here. That is a... So instead of queuing up more supply pads, he's already put down his second extractor. Probably going to beat Mike to that. Not by much. Let's take a look at the ecos. Let's watch Sebastian click here as he clicks frantically. I need to put my Streamlabs up to the side so I can watch the chat as well. But this is a big game, boys. Again, it's a best of 3, but it is going to be a round robin for majority of the day until we get into the final bracket. Don't necessarily see a... No choppers being built, no vision being built. He's not worried about cloak. He doesn't have his leader coming on out, and it looks like both players just want to get into Tech 2 as fast as possible, get some ranger numbers up. And then Mike's going to play some defense until he gets to that 4th point. He's already got the cloak down. He's going to start taking some nodes here. They are a little bit late. He's going to overextend, and EOD hasn't even gathered to be able to take his first node, sitting at 243. He is going to opt in for that 2nd point. He's going to grab fortifications, and he's going to grab his first base here. We've seen him do this a couple of times. He likes to nab all of the bases on the map. Normally he overextends and takes his opponent's base there, gives him something to look at. But again, he can't be too far behind in this tech race. We'll look at Sebastian here, 300 power. Mike's sitting at 400, and Mike's going to sit on 4 nodes right now, working on 5. And look at Sebastian's muscle memory here, just from playing. He just likes to set grunts at all of the points there. He's got one still off to the side there. Mike didn't end up getting his natural yellow. He did get a challenge. Both of these units are still here. But again, Sebastian picking up a third base now. Mike's very close and similar in power, but Mike should skyrocket here in just a second. Mike doesn't see any threats on the field. He does know that he has 4 nodes. He's going to opt to pick up an expansion himself. And look at Mike's power. Look at all of these nodes, and Mike's just sitting on 3 generators now, basically. He's going to queue up tech here. He's going to set down some pads. He's a little late on queuing tech. A lot is going on. He does want to command these nodes and stay on top of them. So much power that he was late on that. 30 seconds out for that. No racks coming down again. Just some more supply pads. We haven't seen the Chosen come out. He's the only unit that's going to be able to defend. And EOD SpartanSeb took his first node there. He's going to try to command the sensor there. A lot of grunts all over the place, giving Michael some vision there. Sorry, guys. I should turn down my scroll speed. We're all big boys here, right? It's a big boy tournament. Mike already putting down his racks. Again, they're going to want to get these Rangers numbers going. That's going to be the big bandage fight early game. Upgraded this already for Sebastian. Sebastian's still far on out. Look, he's upgrading this one as well. Still very far out from T2. Very heavily contesting into T1. But unfortunately, Mike is in T2, and he's going to have Rangers out very soon. He has power nodes. He basically has 3 gens. He's got 2 points of production currently at the moment. He has Cloak on his units, and Sebastian does not have anything to be able to fight. No leader. No racks. Just pure eco. What is Sebastian doing? Michael's going to come take a poke out in the front there, floating his 3rd point. Most obviously going to be Beam. There is the 2nd racks there. Double pumping, sitting on 3 generators. Got the node command currently. I'm going to need some water. Let's watch Mike as he tries to close this out here. Focusing down the turret. He knows exactly what's going on. He's going to come check the top to see if Sebastian knows what's going on. Sebastian does know what's going on. Sebastian also has a grunt off to the side to be able to take up that 4th base if he would like to. Mike upgrading his expansion here. Again, Rangers, some Locusts, and he knows he needs some building damage. He's going to have the counter units online. Finally seeing that War Council out. And he's opting in for Fortify before he picks up his leader. Finally in tech, going to set down a Foundry. Probably going to get some Reavers there, but Mike has a commanding lead on the map here. EOD SpartanSeb barely opting in to be able to try to contest for some nodes here, but he does have 4 bases. Finally seeing a production building up front there. Again, 45 has been researched. Atriox coming out in the front. Mike has upgraded his front base. Again, he's controlling all of these nodes. He does not need to set down a 3rd generator. Still hasn't upgraded one of his pads there on the backside there. But again, Locusts, Rangers, Reavers. He has spotted the 3rd base off to the side. Great micro from Mike. Like, he's even still got his unit out of there. He's not going to worry about the yellow anymore. Mike BEASTon still floating a point here, but that's going to be Spirit Support already sitting on near. Oh no, that's still 3rd point floating there. That's 6 Rangers, 12 Grunts, and 2 Locusts. He's going to start pushing up here. Trox falling on and out, but that's a baby Trox. He can't be really shooting anything dangerously here. A lot of counter units. Mike looks scared to fight. He wants to engage on a certain point in here, and that's going to be 4th point. That's a 7-minute 4th point there. Mike's going to push on in, and this Trox needs to get focused while he's still T1. Cloak has already popped from the Grunts. Ranger scooting to the back. Locust poking at the turret on the front. Trox finally getting his upgrade there. He's going to be in T2. He's got to get that T2 upgrade. It's probably going to be queued pretty soon. Mike's sitting at 77 population. Sebastian has more bases than he does have population, sitting at solid 40 pop. Got upgraded turrets. Let's see how this works out. We've seen him try to troll and take his time with this before. It's usually done on Bedrock, but he's opting in to do it on Rift. Mike is still sitting at 73 population. He does have that Spirit Support and Beam in the pocket. No leader powers have been burnt. Runs up front. Already burned their Cloak. Mike's going to opt in, pick up his 3rd. Constant micro up front here. Mike's got to get some more base damage. He's got to increase that population. Let's take a look back at home to see what's going on. So Mike's is exactly what he's going to do. He's going to fix up for that for 27 seconds out. Hasn't upgraded a lot of his pads. He is hurting a little bit in the yellow department, but again, commanding lead on the map. He has 4 nodes for quite some time. Take a look at Mike BEASTon as he tries to scroll here just for a little bit. Again, a lot of map control. Mike has eyes everywhere. He has units in garrisons. He knows exactly what's going on. He realizes what he needs. He's got enough counter units. He needs some more base damage. These grunts are not cutting it. He'll be okay. He still has that spirit support in the pocket. Still has that possible extract in the pocket. We're finally going to see a small push here. We're probably going to see the spirit support come on down. He's just got to worry about these turrets. He needs a little bit more base damage. Just a little bit more base damage. He might have to go pull to this third side that Sebastian is inevitably going to have. Mike upgrading his third there. Again, a couple of pads not being upgraded there, but it looks like he might have enough pads where it doesn't even matter if it does. NG's finally coming out for vision. Still no Rangers, just a lot of Marauders. Spirit support finally comes down. No energy bubbles pop. No imminent threat. That 4th point is the only thing that can hurt him currently at the moment. Shield comes on up. Mike's in a predicament here. Caught between the shield and the Unix. Trox coming in. Both players going to drop their beams. We're going to see how this plays on out. Lot of damage from both sides there. 43 population of 42. Mike's going to have to extract on home. Save some of those Rangers. Great play by both players. And Sebastian was a massive play for Sebastian, who's opting in for T3 currently at the moment. His Trox did not die. He saved his base. He traded population that Mike's been sitting on for nearly 10 minutes. To see how this transition begins here for Mike. He did just pop that spirit support. It's going to be 2 minutes until that comes down. Again, now it's going to become Eco Wars. Look at Mike's population. Look at his bank here. Struggling in the bank department. Again, opting in for the double foundry, double raid camp. Finally opting in for an Apex, and we should see that war council be utilized. EOD SpartanSeb got away with just microing some Marauders and eating 2 beams. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to follow the bracket, exclamation point bracket down below. The rules are very simple. Exclamation point rules if you want to follow that. We do have fortification already online for Sebastian. Michael's got to make a move here. Sebastian has fortified. He's going to have a T3 leader here. That's just popped in now, and that's some big trouble for Mike. Mike had a commanding lead for such a long time, and he's got to be able to capitalize on it. A bit of engagement here. A lot of counter units doing a lot of damage. Trox is not doing as much damage as he should because he keeps turning away and not fighting. But that's probably going to be some micro issues along with some Xbox lag. EOD does have his base locked up on the front there. We're seeing a double foundry. Double foundry, shield off to the side, and Apex. Let's get into that nice T3 composition there. 3 generators finally set for Mike. Knows he has to catch up. Knows he is behind now. Again, fortifications, turrets are up, shields are up for Seb. Seb is finally feeling froggy. He's going to push on up with the T3 chosen. A couple of Wraiths, a couple of Marauders, and lots of NGs in the sky. Both players have burned their beams. Their beams shall be back up at the exact same time. Superior support should be almost online. Mike's turrets are coming up. No shield on the third off to the side. Mike's got to make a move here. Sorry, my camera's off there. Renty's like, ugh, lethal. Watch your gain. Teleport onto the third here. A lot of damage coming down on the third. NG's off to the side. Mike's got to be careful here. Beams are going to be back on up. Trox is in the garrison. Do some pre-damage there as the units come on in. Mike's got 2 NGs. Got to get those vetted NGs on the base. Waiting for these leader powers to pop here. Again, we've seen those beams come down at the same time. Don't know what he opted in for 5th point for Mike. We obviously haven't seen it displaced yet. He's going to lose his third here. He is going to trade for some population, but not a lot of base damage. Wow, and EOD's got a vet 1 Trox. He's gonna sit here and fight. He's committed to that bulwark there. Again, both beams coming down at the exact same time. Blisterback's in the sky. I'm really confused. Trox's shields popped. He's almost dead there. He's already burned his teleport. Definitely going to lose that leader there. Scorch Mortar on up. Blisterback's in the sky. That's going to be a third base gone for Mike BEASTon. Again, the Eco Wars has begun. Instead, picking up that base right in front of Mike there. See, Mike's got the counter units, but he's got no base damage. Can't really push back in. He's lost these 2 nodes up here in the front. Third one on the side there. And again, Mike had such a commanding lead for the first 10 minutes, but that engagement with that double beam is going to cost him. EOD SpartanSeb was just posturing up for defense. Had turrets, had shields. He was ready to play defense for 10 minutes. He wanted to get into T3 for this exact composition that he's opting in for here. Again, he traded for a small population, but if we look at the banks here, EOD SpartanSeb is, again, pumping rates over and over, and Mike's going to be stuck on these hunters for quite some time. Mike's got to make a nice play with this displace, teleport, and extract to be able to catch up. But yeah, we're sitting at 14 minutes already. This is going to be a long game, at least 30 minutes before somebody cracks somebody else. Mike's going to play some defense on this third here. He can't let EOD get away with nabbing that. He knows he's going to lose in the Eco Wars in that next fight. We haven't seen a displace yet. We've seen the beams. Just curious to see how these leaders' powers kind of unfold here. Again, that Trox is just such a heavy hitting leader there. Only 3. Look how many counter units he had. And he's just having the Trox sit up front there. Great Scorch Mortars coming on down there. And look how the Trox just makes this fight unfair. He walked up with 4 units and traded for all those counter units there. Take a look at Mike's bank, and Mike's hurting. He's got 41 population versus 75. And again, a lot of that's going to be tanks. So Mike's going to tap on out. Wow. Game number 1. Again, this is a round robin. Best of 3. Holy shit. Game number 1 there is going to be handed over to EOD SpartanSeb. Mike had such a commanding lead. Great opener. Great pathing. Great choice of units, but he could not dedicate to try to get enough base damage to try to push that there. Thank you for following TBE Reek. Take a look at a lot of these stars here. Some of that. Blah, blah, blah. All right, game number 2. Yeah, Mike went from, like I said, we saw him increase his population, right? We saw him nearly at 100 population, 90 population, and we saw that dwindle down to an even population when he got stuck in between that shield and that garrison when they traded beams at the exact same time. That is, oh man, there's a lot to unpack and unfold here, and I'm sure Mike is beating himself up because he knew exactly what was going to happen. I don't know what the back out was for, but what's good. Next game is going down in Vault. Again, we're going to watch a best of 3 round robins going on for this first half of this tournament. First set is going to be Mike versus EOD. Sebastian is now up 1 game. Let me change that over for Sebastian. And we'll watch as these games unfold here. I mean, that's Mike's probably shaking his head on that one. Obviously, Trox is going to win that late game, but Mike, you know, he set it up and didn't follow up there. I was really confused. I mean, you saw him reach that 77 cap, couldn't drop in his spear support as he just got 4th point when he decided to engage in front base, didn't have enough base damage, decided to increase his pop, and just that beam trade just put him that much farther behind because now EOD SpartanSeb already set up his economy to be able to get where he needed to be, and that was going to be T3 just pumping rates. No counter units whatsoever. That's insane. Very, very simple rules today, boys. No Vori across the board. Just no repeats. We're not doing any leader bans or anything quite just yet. It's randomized maps. These are not set maps. So this is going to be these are not going to be the same maps for the next group play that we say. Yes, yes, he is. Seb's still asking about the rules, even though he's had all this shit for 2 months now, but Yeah, I don't know what Sebastian's taking so long here. Like, this happens every single time. Someone's always got to hold something up. I don't know what's so hard about choosing a leader. You know you're playing a big ass tournament today for $1,000 with all of the big boys, and you're over here saying, "I don't know what leader to play. Is Vordis banned?" We gave you all the rules, my guy. There we go. Finally, Mike's ready. Showed up. Made a little error. Hopefully he can clean it up here. Playing against the best Xbox player and arguably one of the best players of our time. Mike BEASTon versus Sebastian. It's going to be Ship versus Forge. Again, this is a round robin. It's a best of 3. EOD SpartanSeb is up in this one. Whoa. I closed my game? I didn't. We're good. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Double grunt opener. Again, we're seeing Ship versus Forge going down on Vault. UNSC versus a Banished. Be a double supply opener for Mike BEASTon. Open up into Jack Rabbit's going to gather some resources up in the front there. He's not worried about his yellow up front. And that might be challenged there from Seb, who has 3 units to open. And he's going to open up grunts as well. Let's watch Sebastian click frantically. Fuck, the UFC's, the main event starts in 30 minutes, guys. I might catch a DMCA and pull that up on the fucking side screen here. Let's look at EOD SpartanSeb. We're opening up a triple supply pad. Gen 4th hasn't picked up any minis yet. Setting up his eco to nab some minis. Take a look at back at home for Mike. Looks like that's a Gen 3rd build. Picked up a side mini there. Is not in a postured position to be able to grab any other minis. Picked up a second one off to the side. Didn't secure all of his yellow at home. Needed to get that mini. Got away with it. A late scout here from Seb, who opened up multiple grunts, so we didn't see that chopper soar on over. Did challenge for his yellow, though. He's going to get away with that. Finally going to see a small engagement here off to the side, but this wing mini here and his natural mini has not been taken yet. I think a council fit there. He's going to grab both double minis, so his eco is hurting here. He did try to compensate for that by opening up triple supply pad there. Rax 5th coming out of Michael. And I feel like we're going to see an armory here. I'm going to see some Flamer Marine. Flamer Marine and a few snipes. Mike is behind on yellow, though. Didn't secure all of his side yellow and got challenged on the front half there. Take a look at Sebastian's eco. He's trying to get his leader on out, but he's behind in blue there. And the reason why he's behind blue is because he set down some supply pads and overqueued there as well. Not going to be able to get this leader. Still not going to be able to get that leader because he nabbed that again. So that's a wasted slot there. Really big wasted slot. Wasted yellow, waste of slot. Double gen coming down from Mike. Taking advantage of Forge's eco there. He's going to be able to upgrade that immediately. All of the pads on Mike's base here are upgraded here. Mike's eco is going to skyrocket here. We saw him posture for his eco push here early T1 with the cloaked grunts in game number 1 going down on Rift. And it looks like he's opting in for that as well. That will help with his leader points as well. Again, we're watching a lot of advanced play here. These are a lot of the best players going down here today. Seb already took a game off of Michael. Very first game of the day for both of these players. Cloak comes in, snipers in the toe there. Gonna be able to stop that. Exactly what we see the racks up there for. Again, a couple of snipers, a couple of flamers, some marines. I'm surprised we haven't seen the leader push on up here, but it might just be enough just to take some map control here because he saw the overbuy on minis there. Honor guard is finally on up. He's got to be careful though. Mike does have a lot of snipers. Mike's got to be careful with his beam as well. On this third point, we don't want to see him sit in a beam again and lose a lot of his population, especially because he's investing so much into T1 here. Mike's going to take his natural first node there and pressure his double mini that was stolen. Garrison taken by Sebastian. Garrison also taken off to the side, so you can tell if he expos up front there. Honor Guard's going to soar on over and put some pressure at home for Mike. Mike doesn't have a watchtower up. He's going to poke at home, and that's something Mike has to deal with. He's got to go home and deal with that somehow. Yeah, he can't get let that go in Sung because he will lose that. But we do see that Mike is around the corner from T2 here, and that's what he wants to get. Know that overbuy was coming. Compensated it by opening up T1 there. Gonna gain his double mini back. Again, this is something he has to deal with. He doesn't have a heal in pocket. That's probably not going to be the order of his points, his point gather either. Yeah, he's got to come home for that. Gonna rally a sniper away. Gotta microwave that away. We'll lose one sniper. Potentially kill this. Wow. That's a great split. Great way to deal with it. Save this gen. Not too much damage there. Doesn't have to burn a point with heal. Gonna be in T2 there. And that's gonna be re-queued again. Double gen is set though. Mike's gonna work on Mac control. Grunts, some ghosts. Mike's gonna take advantage of that pick there. He's gonna be in T2, opt in for his expansion. A lot of ghosts being built now. So a lot of snipers. Mike can opt in for nades. Nope. Still has the racks on up. The fuck am I pushing? Still more flamers being built. Great job by Mike. He knows that fourth point's going to come on up for him here in a couple of minutes. He can posture himself with this T1. He's got this infantry play. I absolutely love the style of Forge gameplay. It's the only style I know. I cannot stand Warthogs. And maybe it's because I'm fucking dog shit. But those Kodiaks on fourth point are massive. Especially if you have a nice 70 population. That's going to be dispersion nozzles. We did see that queued in the background side there. This is some infantry gameplay coming out of Michael here. He's got the double garage in the background. Again, all of his eco is upgraded. Should be some great engagements. We got upgraded shield, ghost, and leader there. Sebastian is still 300 power from being in T2. Mike's gonna move on up here. He's got his base damage there with his dispersion. He's gonna soar in some hogs here, and eventually gonna get some wolverines on the back end. The only issue is that he has to deal with these scouts. Can't let them go unsung. Again, fourth point's gonna be that big drop for Sebastian. And it's going to be a Kodiak drop for Mike. Still has a scatter bomb in pocket. A beam is still in pocket. I'm sure we're going to see that come down here pretty soon because Sebastian, as a shipmaster, has to play for some defense for a little bit longer. He's not exactly where he wants to be yet. Mike's spending every dollar he can here. Take a look at his eco. 71 population. Ghosts are going to be dealt with the hogs. We don't see the combat tech or the Y ability button for the Marines. Forge is finally on out. And look how fast his eco is just soaring on up here. 62 population versus 31. This is getting scary, and that's fourth point for Sebastian and 4 point for Mike. Mike's got to lose a little bit of population here to drop these Kodiaks and posture up where he wants to be set and ready to go. Airpad force some gales on the backside. I didn't see where the fuck he put that armory. Okay. Defensive order. He's gonna upgrade that hog before he gets more units. 59 population versus 46. He's almost lost just enough to be able to drop. Spirit support has set down immediately, and this is where this engagement's gonna happen. Scatterbomb and beam are gonna be popped here. Fourth point has now been set for both players now. And this is the fight that we're willing to see. Mike's a little clumped up here. Sebastian does see that the yaks are not set. Great splits by Mike. Got to decide on what he wants to take. And look at that scatter. He's stuck in the beam. He's going to get out of there. He is going to lose one Kodiak, but he's going to be out of position to be able to defend this expansion, which he dearly needs. Take a look at EOD SpartanSeb's bank. He needs to play defense. He's not set up to be able to be engaged like that. Again, Mike, this is exactly what Mike set up for. Did lose one yak. He's not going to do as much damage as he wanted to. The Seb's bank is broke. He dropped that fourth down. That fourth point down. Dropped the beam in. Saved some units there. Snipers are still in tow. Forge Hog, T2 Forge Hog is here to do a lot of damage. It's a lot of micro coming down here. Mike still hasn't lost that sniper. That's what's going to make the difference here. Wow, and Sebastian knew the mistake that he made there. That was a really really big push. Like, that was a fight he did not need to take, and he decided to take it. The score in the game is, I mean, the series is now 1-1. Finally seeing some great gameplay here. Unicy's going to take that map. And it's going down on Frontier. There's no fucking around on Frontier, boys. This is it right here. Again, rules are very simple. The round robin. Sebastian's going to take game number 1. Mike's going to take game number 2. I don't think Sebastian's aware of one. Forge. Ship. Game number 3 going down to Frontier. So Frontier is a super small map. We all know this, right? We all know the maps. We all know exactly what's going on. We know how aggressive these maps can be. It's not like 2s. That front mini doesn't matter as much, but the leader choice here is what's going to make a big difference. We saw Seb already burn his Trox. That's a great leader for Frontier. We already have Vortis banned. He's already burned Ship, who's also been a very star player. A star leader on this map recently. Now that everybody's understanding how Cloak works and the timing of playing defense with that, it's been working out on Frontier, and all of those leaders are out of pocket for EOD SpartanSeb. Mike still has Trox in his pocket as well. Let's see if he opts in for that. And it's exactly what he's going to opt in for. And the only other thing that Sebastian could do is probably counter, most likely with another banish pick, and that's probably most likely either going to be Colony or Decimus, but he's going to opt in for Decimus. Let's see how this unfolds here. That T1 leader is going to be a big issue to deal with here. That Trox leader here. Let's take a look at Sebastian if he's going to open up Chopper or his double grunt play that he's been doing. The fuck am I pushing? Free fall. Okay, yeah. There you go. Got it. Chopper, supply pad. He's going to go up front here. Everything's queued up to the front. Mike doesn't look like he's going to split off to the side here to go challenge for the power of the wings off to the side. Supply chopper or opener. He's got the gather of the blue here to queue up his second blad, so that's not late. But he is going to lose out on sights for his natural gas up front. Got three units in the front here. All 3 units are on the front here. Gathered just a bit to be able to get his third pad down there, and he looks like he's going to come challenge for the yellow now. That chopper's late. It's going to be versus 2 grunts here. He's got to be careful, but we do have two fuck me. We do have 2 healing spires, and Mike is on it today. He saw that. He's going to bail on out. Sebastian is going to be able to gather some of that blue, but he didn't gather challenge for the gas off to the side there. On either side of the wing there. But it's a great play. But catch up in the yellow. Look at Mike's going to swing around. Come gather some of the yellow there. Because you know those 2 grunts are out of pocket. Overextended chopper here is going to pick up that first grunt that wasn't being utilized there. Mike's going to steal some more of that yellow there. But he is going to gather all those big containers there. We might see a mini steal. Saw the split there. Saw the chopper and the grunt split. I don't know if this is part of the plan, if he's winging it. Both players taking up not their natural minis, but they're going to grab a mini in the center there. I don't know which one EOD SpartanSeb wants. He wants that one off to the side there. 11 seconds out for the War Council. Take a look at Mike's eco there. He is set. He got a lot of that gas off to the side. He is going to be set and ready to go to upgrade that leader and have it queued perfectly on time there. Racks up in the front. Racks up front for Mike as well. Take a watch it. Take a look here. Aatrox 28 seconds out. Mike is down on minis. 3 minis to 1 there. That leader is going to make all of the world of difference. And Mike's fully investing into T1 here. He's got the jump pack Brooks coming on out for the base damage. He's going to have the Trox to be able to deal with anything on the field there. He is still... Yeah, he's got enough to be able to upgrade the leader there. It looks like he's going to go home to try to deal with anything that's going on. We're seeing that Rax traded out for a Harvester. It's going to be queued up in the backside here. So I'm curious to see what Sebastian is going to go. Are they going to be choppers or are they going to be grunts? You see that leader... Again, he does this where he sets buildings down but never utilizes them. It's like he had a game plan, but it didn't unfold the way he wanted it to, didn't fully think it out. You can't make any mistakes today. Today is not ladder. Today is not a Yoda tournament. Today is not a BTC tournament. These are some big boys playing today, and all of these timings cannot be off. Did take one game there. Mike knows exactly what's going on, taking advantage of the downtime here. He knows that Sebastian is behind. He got all the yellow on the map. Probably going to be a cheesy push, but this Trox is on out. He's going to be able to clear up anything that's going to happen there. Game to heal. He knows that's gone. 19 population versus 29, and Mike's just going to get thicker here. This leader is barely coming out now. It's not even upgraded. 29 population versus 19. I don't know. We'll see how this unfolds here. Mike upgrading his eco again. Surprised Mike hasn't pushed that at home. Really wants to clean up his backside paws. No homo. This is finally unlocked here. Seen a lot of brutes coming out. A little bit of a micro. Countermeasures from Mike. So we're not going to see. Yeah, grunt, countermeasures. And a Trox leader is going to hurt Decimus here. See who picks it up. Who's paying attention? Both players looking at it. Sebastian's going to beat it. Xbox OP. Might clean up the first one there. Should start rallying. He's got some suicides and not brutes there. Choppers, a couple choppers for some stuns to help clean up those brutes because they can be annoying because they're very, very tanky. Trox is going to go on the backside here just to make sure. Double check. Never guess. Do it right the first time. Take a look at Sebastian. Finally setting down his second gen. Mike's been sitting on that for quite some time. He's going to set up a watchtower here. Any other cheesy play? That's going to be canceled. Trox is going to push on up here and take some map control. Most likely going to take a node there. And now Sebastian is floating 2 points and is stuck on defense. He can only pump grunts. That's probably the smartest move. Can't go chops. His grunt mine is just going to burn through that along with the leader for the slows. Mike's had a second gen. He's going to work on some nodes here. Probably snowball into T2 the best that he can. That's going to be queued up. That's 28 seconds out. If this Trox gets to T2, that's going to be a huge problem for Desi. Obviously, the Desi can pull, slam, vortex, beam, and get rid of it. But let's see how much that's going to be worth. 3 leader powers to kill 1 unit. Third point for Mike. We saw countermeasures. Haven't seen the mines being set. I wonder if he went for 4 fortifications. Does have a unit off to the side to be able to expand there. Is going to be in tech here. Just a second. Don't see the war council set down. Yeah, there's the war council. Gotta take some of these nodes because that power hurts. Yes, he did get a lot in the beginning there. But now he's got to opt in for some upgrades. He's got to upgrade some of these pads. He's got to get an expansion, so the power is going to be the focus here. Cleaned up 2 there. Hasn't picked up that yet. I don't know. Sebastian hasn't been doing anything here. He's again, he's just going to play defense here. Finally got to queue up tech 2. He's just building grunts. 44 population versus 36. Few Sui's in the mix here for him. Got the Trox for the slow. Sui's for the pick. Let's see Sebastian's micro if he does decide to engage. Great camp up front. Ranger's already coming on out. Mike working on that last. Got the Ranger taking it? Chopper coming in for the scout. Did he see that? That it went? No. No, he didn't see it going to T2. Mike's got full control here and an expansion. He needs to wait a little bit to save up for his upgrades, get a few more counter units, and build up his bank before this next engagement. Most likely going to have a bulwark in the pocket. Haven't seen any mines come down, so maybe it was fortifications. Got Marauders coming on out. Some more slows. EOD trying to keep busy, taking off his wing there. Finally picking up an expansion there. 3 nodes. Mike hasn't picked up his side. Node there, which he's normally really good about. Yeah, and EOD just try not to fuck it up here. I mean, he already fucked it up by overbuying, overextending. Thought the cheese was gonna work out. Forgot that he's playing Michael BEASTon. And now he's stuck sitting at 48 at home with 48 population with some grunts. Does have a T2 leader though. He is set up to be able to take out this leader. Mike's gonna come take a gander. Gonna stop that? Yep. Marauder rallied at home again. He has countermeasures. Got the mines there, and it's super hard to take these nodes back. Doesn't know the expansion's there. Seb wants to push up, but I don't know. He's probably waiting for his 4th point. Probably just got it there. Got the boundless siphon. Now he can take an engagement correctly. We got 1 ranger, not 1 ranger. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rangers here. This is the engagement. There's the mines. It's all countermeasures. Probably not fortifications. Probably got a bulwark in pocket. Boundless siphon is so annoying. It's a beam from Mike. Very, very aggressive beam. He's gonna take some of that to see how EOD SpartanSeb responds. Seb is down to 32 population. A lot of that's skewed. Gotta back up here. All he wanted to do was take his node. He's gonna lose a lot of his population. Those grunts he's been sitting on for 10 minutes now. Not gonna take the node. Too hard to cap. Strock says does have countermeasures. Racks in a foundry. Another foundry being set. Overqueued there. Mike sitting on 75 population versus 34. This looks like this might be over again. And Sebastian can still drop in his Desi drop. And that's going to hurt. 3 countermeasure mines coming down. For any units that come down the side. And we're finally seeing the bean here. See how Michael splits? Wow, and Sebastian focused that unit there. And he's not going to be able to take a lot there. Didn't do a lot of damage because he was trying to get the... Trying to do as much damage to the leader there. That was bad. Poor decision making from Sebastian there. He's choking it up here. See the pool there? Am I going to see the slam? That's going to be countered by the bulwark, which is a little early. It's going to negate these damage from the slam there. Both units, Mike focusing down there. Microing away at the same time. Truck's turning around shooting before he dies. He's going to get rid of that leader there. And that's most likely going to be GG. Yep. And there you go, boys. First round robin done. Mike's going to take that 2-1. Now I'm going to move on to the next series. Almy versus EOD. GG's from both players. Well played. Again, this is the big boy tournament for $1,000. Round robin in the first half of this tournament. Mike's going to take that series 2-1.